A very good evening, everyone. So we are back again with our new session, and our today's topic is cost report variations. So before starting with the session, let's understand what cost report variation is all about and what it defines. So the cost report variations is all about the cost centers and the cost categories which is being recorded in our RealBooks financial model. So let's understand what cost center is first of all. So a cost center is a department within a business to which costs can be allocated. The term includes departments which do not produce directly, but they incur costs to the business. So in short, if you ask me what cost center is all about, then it's a part of an organization to which a cost may be charged for accounting purpose. So let's start that how does it works in our RealBooks financial module. So first, just let's quickly log into RealBooks. So to begin with the cost report, we need to go to first reports, accounts, daily reports, and cost report. So we do have multiple reports reflecting over here. The first one says, which is the PL columnar. The second was PL columnar segment wise. Then comes a cost group, then ledger cost, ledger group breakup, then cost category ledger breakup, then comes the cost center summary. So let's begin. So first we'll be selecting the PL columnar. I am just taking a larger date range so that we can have a number of data coming up over here. So first comes the ledger group wise part. So let's select a specific. See, these are the list of cost centers which is already created in this particular company. So starting with, for example, if you can see the one which is highlighted, the customer, then comes the colon, then customer one. That means the customer is the cost category and the customer 1, 2, 3 and Hajra, these are all the cost centers. Excuse me. So I am selecting, for example, 3 cost centers I'm selected. And if I click on search over here, my reports gets generated in a PL format. And if I want to expand all the details so that I can have a clear view of all the details of all the ledger-wise amount, so I can just simply click on the expand part and automatically these details reflect over your screen. So you do have a drill down to view the details of what all details are updated over here in the ledger report. So it redirects to your ledger report, and over here, if required, you can just simply click over here and click on the, you can view the entry or you can edit the entry as per the requirements. So getting back, so you do have the export option like PDF, Excel, and browser pin. So I'll just click on Excel. So this is the way the Excel will appear. It will show you all the details which is reflecting on your user interface. Just to have a reconciliation purpose, if you want to have an export of the same, you can always export it and view it as per your requirements. So moving ahead, we will get back to the second option of the report, which says the PL columnar segment wise. Now you don't have the search option on your screen. So by default, if I just click or refresh my screen, if I just click on the PL columnar segment wise and give a date range of, say, suppose 1st April 2022 to till date. And if I select the profit center of, again, the same customer 1, customer 2, and 3 probably. And if I select the segments over here, for example, yeah, okay, right. And if I just export my, so I have 2 options over here. One is Excel segment wise cost center columnar, and the other one is Excel cost center wise segment. So what is the difference between the two? We'll just view it over here. So first we'll be going with the Excel segment wise cost center columnar. Let's click and check how does our Excel reflects. So over here, we will be seeing that we have an option of, first, we are having the option of segments, and under those segments, all these specific cost centers are reflecting with a total amount reflecting at the end of the column. And the same goes for the second segment as well. So since I selected 2 segments, you can always have selected all the segments, and accordingly, all your reports and data will be reflecting in front of your screen. So this was the Excel, which was segment-wise cost center. Let's check how does the Excel cost center-wise segment columnar reflects. So over here, again, it got reversed. First of all, I am having the option of customer, and then under the customer, which is my cost center, under those, I am having the bifurcations of segments over here. And then comes the second cost center, which was selected at the time of export. And it will give me the bifurcation of whatever segments I selected on my user interface. So this is the difference between the two cost center, and accordingly, as per your convenience or as per your reporting, you can opt any one of those. So moving ahead, we have the third option of the cost report, which is cost group report. So how does it use the cost group? If I select, I do have an option of ledger group and ledger. So first we'll go with the ledger group part. And then we'll be selecting one of the ledger, which is named as sales. And then I will be selecting one of the cost category. Now over here, it demands cost category instead of cost center. So what is my cost category? My cost category is customer data. So whenever you will be selecting any cost center or cost category, always you will be having one abbreviation in your brackets as CG or CC. So if it reflects as CG, that means the one which you are selecting is a cost group, cost category. And the one which reflects as CC, that is basically denoting a cost center, which is being selected over here. So although you are creating the cost category as customer, or you are creating the cost center as customer one, you will always be having an auto abbreviation reflecting at the time of selection, so that you can have a clear idea that what it is denoting, whether it's a cost category or it is a cost center. So let's select and search. Over here, I have expanded all the details just to understand what all cost center entries have been updated in my group of ledger group of sales. And again, I do have an option of export over here, export in Excel and PDF. So I can export it as per my convenience to have a quick reconciliation or for my reporting purpose. So you'll be having all the details reflecting over here. So you also have the options of PDF, which you can always view over here, or you can just have it for your reporting purpose. Next comes this was something which was a ledger group wise. Now I will be going the same report. If I want to view ledger wise, then I can simply select one specific ledger under which the cost center is being tracked. So this is my ledger. I've selected the same cost category. And if I expand the data, it will be reflecting all the cost centers under the cost category of customer. These are reflecting over here. Also, you have a hyperlink over here so that you can always drill down to this data just to have a clear view of the entries which is updated over under this particular combination. So you can always have an export of the same as well. So this was my Excel which got exported as per the combination of ledger as well as your cost category. So coming up with my fourth option, which is ledger group breakup. So let's check over here. So before going to the ledger group breakup, I would like to show you one more option over here. For example, again, I'm coming back and selecting the ledger as sales CC and then customer. So over here, I expanded the data. If I'm selecting the data, automatically my balance, which is checked, it will be reflecting on your left bottom corner, and it keeps on changing as per the selection. So moving ahead to the fourth report of the day, which is ledger group breakup. So let's click over here and check how does it works. So we'll be selecting the ledger group name. Again, I will be taking an option of sales. and the cost category of the same combination, which is as customer. I can always choose all over here. So this time we'll be choosing as all, and let's click over here. So all the details, it will first reflect the ledger group name, which has been selected over here. Then it will be reflecting all the ledger names, which is updated over here under the ledger group name of sales. Then comes the cost category, which is selected over here. Since I selected also all the cost categories under updated under this particular ledger group name will be reflecting on your report. Then comes the cost center name, and you will be having an individual subtotal part for all the combinations reflecting over here. And then the amount. So again, you have the checkbox option just to have a clear view of all the totals, which is reflecting on your footer, that what is the balance for the checked items over here in front of your screen. So you can always use or opt these options. And for this, you have an Excel pivot structure so that it can provide you all the detailed report in your Excel format for your reconciliation and review purpose. So this is the Excel. Then comes the next option, which is of cost category ledger breakup. So over here now, first we'll have to update the cost category, which is again the customer. And the ledger group, again, I'll be selecting the same ledger group, which I've been selecting, or probably over here, I will be selecting all. So it's just a vice versa report, if you can say, of the previous one that we discussed right now. So now in this report, the cost category is reflecting as a primer selection. And then comes the cost center name, then comes the ledger group name, then the ledger, which is updated over there, and then the amount. So again, you have the checkbox facility coming up over here. And you do have an export option, which is again the Excel pivot structure part. So this is my Excel. I mean, the way it is reflecting on your screen, it will be reflecting on your Excel as well. So coming up to the last report, but not the least report, which is your cost center summary. So over here, we have selected the cost category as customer, and now we will be clicking on search. So you give me all the details of whatever entry or whatever transaction have been updated from 1st April to till date under the cost category of customer, via which I can have a clear view of what is my total income value, what is my expense value, what is my profit and loss. And in case if the cost centers has been updated under a liability ledger directly or the asset ledger, all those transactions value will be reflecting over here. And your net value, you can always have a computation of net value on the screen itself. So you also have an export option of Excel, which is shall be reflecting all the data as you can see on your screen, and the same in the PDF format as well. So the way you update your transaction in your books of accounts, you just have to update all your transactions the way you are updating on your day-to-day basis. And as per your requirement or the organization's requirement, you can always come up to this particular report, and you can always have a view of all these combinations so that you can analyze your data in a more efficient way. So one more report I would like you to show, that is, you can always go to reports, accounts, daily reports, and ledger. So once I go in my ledger and say probably I am searching a ledger of sales, CC, and if I run the data right from 1st April 2022 to till date, let's have a monthly view first. So now I can search all the data in one go. We do have an option of CC details reflecting over here. Now, for example, I want to have to view the report with the combination of ledger, say, sales and customer one. So in my ledger report itself, I do have an option of daily balance, the cost center report, where I will be selecting the ledger first, then the cost center. And then if I click on search, it will give me only those datas with the combination where the sales ledger, sales CC ledger is being used and the other ledger, which is customer one. With this combination, with this cost center and ledger combination, your report will be reflecting in this. So this was all about the cost report variations, which is available in our RealBooks financial module. If you have any query, you can just come one by one with your query so that I can elaborate it in a more elaborative format. So if we do not have any query, I'll just quickly have a short recap of or a recall what we discussed today was we first had to go for reports, accounts, daily reports, and then comes the cost report. And over here, we will be having multiple combinations in the way I can view my report, the way I have updated in my system. And as for the different combinations of cost category, cost center, cost group, or my say a ledger group or ledger, in those combination, I can always view my report in a standard format and extract the reports via PDF or Excel. So this was all about our today's session. So thank you all for joining. Hope the session helps us in viewing the cost center report in a more elaborated and detailed way. So thank you so much all for joining. Thank you.